Day, everyone. I'm Nestor Lecanto with the Pacific Daily News. Here are our top stories from the PDN newsroom. In the face of authoritarian expansion, all like-minded countries in the Indo-Pacific must unite to safeguard democracy, peace, and prosperity, Taiwan President Lai Ching-te said in a visit to the Guam governor's residence Thursday morning. Guam was Lai's second stop on American soil. The first was Hawaii during a week-long visit to Pacific allies, drawing condemnation from Beijing. China claims democratically governed Taiwan as its own territory and objects to official exchanges between Taiwan and the U.S. During his late Wednesday night to Thursday afternoon stopover on Guam, Lai, who was clad in island shirt throughout, was consistent in his message of safeguarding democracy and not bowing down to totalitarianism. On Guam, an envoy told dignitaries and other guests at a Thursday luncheon that the U.S. will continue to support Taiwan in its defense and ability to protect itself against coercion. In other news, senators on Thursday sent two bills to the voting file to attempt an override of Governor Lou Leon Guerrero's vetoes. It was day one of what is likely to be the final session of the 37th Guam Legislature. Senator Frank Bloss Jr., who is expected to be the new speaker of the incoming 38th Guam Legislature, moved his vetoed Bill 36237 to the voting file. Bloss's Bill 36237 would grant the Guam Fire Department with special crisis procurement authority to ensure that there are sufficient stocked and equipped ambulances for emergency medical purposes. It was one of the measures passed during an emergency session, which Bloss said he introduced because of the critical shortage of working ambulances at the time. Acting Fire Chief Darren Burrier, whose nomination is up for possible confirmation at this month's final session, testified against the bill because he said it would not expedite the repair of the ambulances. Session will resume at 9 a.m. Friday with more than a dozen bills on the agenda that have yet to be discussed. The Guam Visitors Bureau Board on Thursday unveiled an ambitious $60 million recovery plan to revive the once dominant Japanese tourist market and boost the now lagging Korean visitor arrivals. It comes at a time when Guam's market share of the Japanese outbound market now represents, quote, the worst recovery in the world, according to a briefing by Tourism Recovery Committee head and GVB Board Vice Chairman Joaquin Cook. Cook said Guam's pre-pandemic market share of all outbound Japanese travelers was once at 3.4%, but is now at 1.4%, which he said is a staggering 69% plunge. In comparison, he said, Hawaii's post-pandemic Japanese market share is now down to just 24%. But Cook said the recovery plan, which was drawn up with major input from a tourism industry group, will focus on resurrecting the Japan and Korea markets, which make up almost 90% of Guam's arrivals. Cook said, for one, the plan will focus on raising Guam's Japanese outbound market share to 2.4%, or a more manageable 30% drop from record 2019 arrivals. In other news, expect more patrols and sobriety checkpoints from December 11th through January 1st in key locations throughout Guam, where the number of traffic fatalities has so far reached 15, according to the Department of Public Works Office of Highway Safety. In 2023, there was a record 29 traffic fatalities, more than double the 14 recorded in 2022. DPW, citing record data from the Guam Police Department's Highway Patrol Division, said alcohol-related crashes make up a significant portion of roadway accidents each year. Of the 15 traffic fatalities from January 1st through November 30th of this year, 5 were alcohol and or drug-related, DPW's OHS said. That's why local law enforcement agencies are working together with DPW and the U.S. Department of Transportation's National Highway Traffic Safety Administration to remind drivers that drunk driving is not only illegal, it's a matter of life and death. For more on these stories, go to GuamPDN.com and follow us on social media.